Hello, happy Wellness Wednesday. It is 4 days until Christmas, and I'm standing in front of our tree. I am working from home today, and sorry, I was talking to James. All my kids are home. All my kids are on break already, and so we are here on break. I just put the lights on in the tree, and so I love having the tree sparkle all day long. Today, I wanted to talk about holiday weight gain. Oh, we just got in from the cold. We just walked the dog. My face is really red. I wanted to talk about holiday weight gain and what that means for this time of year. What is holiday weight gain? So the holidays are a season where there's typical events and things and happen that are outside of your normal rotation. You know, you're typically not wrapping presents, buying presents for people that you want to buy presents for, or wrapping and buying presents people you don't want to buy presents for. So there's a lot going on. There's traditions that are culture-based, that are family-based, that are just really outside of the typical normal routine. So what can happen is you can fall out of your normal routine because there's more demands. And your body can respond in different ways. Some people respond by eating more foods and foods that are outside of their typical rotation. And some people respond by eating less or eating more strict outside of their typical rotation. So it can vary in response, but the typical complaint is holiday weight gain, where I don't care, I'm just going to do whatever, and then I'll, worry about it later, or whatever the saying is. Sometimes the holiday weight gain, this trend, can bring about a lot of feelings of guilt and shame, or feelings of why even bother, and throw in the towel and continue with habits that don't serve you later down the road. So I want to offer some questions. I want to offer some questions to consider. What is the goals for your holiday? So if the goals for the holiday are to continue with your health goals, then boundaries are needed. Boundaries are needed around the traditions, around the presents, around the meals, around what you're going to do. And so your behaviors might look different than others, which is okay. But that requires some practice. That requires some awareness. Boundaries aren't just these tough fences that, I don't want to say protect, because they can be protective. But if you put a boundary up and it feels harsh, or it can feel, mean, sometimes you're not ready for them. So the boundaries can actually be more harmful than what they're intended for. Boundaries are a way to say, this is how I feel. I'm confident in that. And confident doesn't mean you're not scared. It can be scary saying it, but I'm sure that this is how I feel. And then this is what I need right now. So boundaries can almost be step 2. Step 1 with holiday weight gain and keeping with your health goals is going to be taking a step back and asking what you want, and asking what you want to have, and asking how you want to feel. And if keeping with your goals is in line with those two things, then your holiday traditions might look a little different for you. Some people say, I just want to feel, comforting and with family, and I just want to feel at peace. And the holiday dishes and the foods outside of your normal rotation feel good and feel right, and they feel like you're connecting with other people. Then enjoy that dish. And there's definitely, your body will respond, and your body will know what to do with the food. And we're not meant to be in this linear progression. Your body is meant to kind of have ebbs and flows, and the ebbs and flows are what makes you a human. If you didn't ebb and flow and you were in this consistent state of emotion, of happiness and joy all the time, I would wonder what's going on. I would wonder what is happening where this person has no emotion. And you want it to be where there are hard times. You don't want it to have hard times because they hurt, but you want kind of the ebbs and flows. So the holiday weight gain is a product of ebbs and flows. The danger is when the holiday weight gain is attached to your worth, is attached to how you feel about who you are as a person. Because who you are as a person is not defined by your body shape. Now, what I didn't say is you feel uncomfortable or you have a feeling about that. That's different. But if you get down to the very, 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 very inner workings of your subconscious, your body does not define who you are, just like your money doesn't, just like your car doesn't, just like your job doesn't. And sometimes we have a lot of subconscious attachments to these external things. And one of those is your body, even though you live in your body. So it's kind of a different concept, and you want your body to be healthy. I definitely believe in health. I believe in disease, believe in taking care of your body. But I also believe that guilt and shame are much more higher predictors of disease than, I just had like a research idea, than inflammatory foods, which is hard. Inflammatory foods is very hard to predict. You can definitely look at inflammation and disease, but long term, that's so hard because our body is in constant state of motion and constant state of moving energy. So first, you want to figure out what you want to have and how you want to feel. That would be the first kind of thing you want to assess, which I've talked about before on here, and you might have missed it. So this might be new. Second, I think you want to connect with the people in your life. Connect with the people in your life, be with them, and see what that brings up. That might bring up grief because the people you want to connect with aren't here. That might bring up stress because the people that you're connecting with, you don't want to be with them. Find someone in your world that you feel safe with and connect. And this is where my practice steps in, where typically on average, if I were to ask you, who can you have a conversation with that you're able to talk, you're able to be real and just kind of say anything without judgment, and they're not expecting anything in return? Do you have anyone in your life like that? Most people have 1 to 2 to 3. It's not many. Because this is the person that you can talk with and there's no walking on eggshells. There's no fear of judgment. There's no shame. This is a really safe place. And sometimes that's hard to find. So in my practice, there's a space for people to talk about their holiday weight gain without fear, without judgment. And then the goal is to take forward steps towards what they want to have, and how they want to feel. Sometimes that's a really slow process, and sometimes it's quick. It depends upon where you're at. Okay. What do you want to have? How do you want to feel? Find someone to connect with. And then third, look at how you're eating. Now, I have not said what. Look at how you're eating. How are you eating throughout the holidays? Is it sporadic? Is it flying off the seat of your pants because you have so many other things to do? Then don't expect your health to keep progressing. Don't expect health outcomes if you're not willing to prioritize it. Are you eating out of stress? Are you eating because you're very stressed out? And so you're overeating and you're eating the chocolates that are stored. You're picking off the chocolates of your kids' gingerbread houses. Are you eating reactively? Then expect your body to absorb some of that. That's a very, again, kind of in the spontaneous, emotional, no plan, no structure. And don't expect your health to grow. Don't expect any health changes. Are you eating so strict where it sucks the spontaneity out of things? Are you on this super strict meal plan? No sugar, no dairy, no grains, no fat, only vegetables, whatever, that it sucks the joy. Isn't that funny? Sucks the joy out of your holiday. Then don't expect pleasure in some of the moments. I'm not saying that you can't expect pleasure watching your kids eat gifts. But when you eliminate joy out of food, you have a couple pleasure centers in your body. You have taste. Taste is meant for pleasure. We are designed on purpose to enjoy foods. And it might be moments, because you're not designed to do it all the time. But we're designed to actually enjoy the art of eating. If that's taken away, I always found it interesting when people had COVID and they got rid of one of the symptoms was no taste and no smell. And they would talk about how eating was just an awfully painful experience now. And I always found that interesting. I always wanted to kind of ponder that, because it was like, wow, we are truly in a health peak state, meant to enjoy food. And take a look at this virus. One of the awful symptoms was taking away taste or smell. That's miserable, because we're meant to enjoy the food. So look at how you're eating. Slow down, taste your food. By using your sense of taste, you're actually able to step into the art of being present and allowing yourself to enjoy the moment. What becomes dangerous is when we want that feeling of enjoyment to last all the time. And we don't want it to go away, and we want to be in this state of bliss all of the time. I have been there, where I just want to feel that good all of the time. I want this connection. I want this feeling of bliss all the time. And that's not reality. I'm watching this documentary and reading this book by a psychologist named Dr. Phil Stutz. And he says there's 3 things that are unavoidable as a human. 1, pain. You're going to have pain. 2, uncertainty. And 3, work. As a human, those are 3 things that you are going to have to encounter. And so using food as a means to cope with the pain is a very maladaptive coping skill. Now, I'm not saying that you can't eat past your fullness and enjoy it, and but when it comes chronic, that's when it becomes chronic. To snuff out an emotion or to suppress an emotion is when it becomes maladaptive. All right. So holiday weight gain, 3 things you can do. What do I want to have? How do I want to feel? Asking yourself those 2 questions, and you most likely will have intuition with how to handle that. 2, and if you don't, that's where a coach comes in to help navigate that and just dialogue and help you figure that out. 2, connect with others in your life. Find one person this holiday season to feel safe with. Again, if you don't have it, that's where I come in. And 3, how do you eat? Are you enjoying your food? And if you've lost that enjoyment, it's time to get it back again. What if 2023, my goal was to enjoy my food? And if fears come up, that, I'll gain weight. Oh, I can't do that. But you can. You can enjoy your food and have health. You can have nutritious and delicious food. It is possible. And I would love to help coach you through that. All right? So 3 things for holiday weight gain this season. Slow down, take a deep breath, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I celebrate Christmas in about 4 days. I do believe in Jesus. I believe in his birth, and I believe in his sovereign ruling. It makes me smile. And if you don't, happy holidays with your family. And if you celebrate Hanukkah, I forget what night you're in, but I hope that it is joyous and connection with family. The symbolic nights is a wonderful time. And if you celebrate none of those things, I hope you have a safe time in society, navigating all of the things that are happening. Stay warm. I hear the East Coast is going through a freeze. We are not. I'm on the West Coast. It is not going through a freeze. It's actually pretty beautiful. So I hope you get some outside time. Breathe. And I am around. I'm around. I'm taking tomorrow and Friday off, but back at it next week. So I will talk with you guys soon. And have a Wellness Wednesday.